Dear to my heart for standing up for stand-up. When dozens of Netflix employees walked out over Dave Chappelle's reckless decision to perform comedy on his comedy special. CEO Ted Sarandos could have pulled the special. Instead, he reminded his Netflix employees that comedy exists to push boundaries and told them if you'd find it hard to support our content breadth, Netflix may not be the best place for you. So, for making the phrase, "Don't let the door hit you in the ass," never sound better, this is for you, Ted.
The camera fades back in from the break. The lights dim slightly, and the familiar jazz riff of the New Rules theme plays. The crowd cheers as Bill walks back to the desk, holding his cue cards. "Okay, time for new rules," he says, his tone dry and knowing. The crowd cheers louder. New rule: if you're a celebrity who wants to save the planet, start by not taking your private jet to the climate summit. Nothing says I care about the environment like dumping 10,000 gallons of jet fuel to give a 15-minute speech about using paper straws. The audience bursts into laughter and applause. Seriously, Leonardo DiCaprio. Buddy, I love you. Great actor, great movies. But when your flight path looks like a global game of connect the dots, maybe don't post about your carbon footprint. It's like a mob boss tweeting about gun safety. The crowd erupts. Bill pauses for the laughter to fade. New rule: if you're an actor who makes $20 million a movie, stop pretending you're oppressed. You're not brave for tweeting from your mansion about injustice, you're bored. You're not fighting the system. You are the system. The audience claps and whistles, some shouting yes from the crowd. He smirks. You've got security guards, chefs, personal assistants, and a guy who does nothing but manage your dog's Instagram account. You're not marginalized. You're franchised. The laughter rolls again. New rule: stop confusing activism with advertising. A movement is not a photo shoot. If your protest involves a stylist, it's not a protest, it's promotion. I shouldn't be able to buy your revolution as a limited edition perfume. The crowd laughs so hard the camera pans to the audience, some doubling over in their seats. And new rule: stop crying bravery when someone posts an opinion. Saying men and women are different is not an act of heroism. It's called biology. Posting something unpopular on X isn't D-Day. Karen, it's Tuesday. The laughter gets louder. Someone in.
But there's no getting around the fact that what was on the mind of the liberals that night in Brentwood, or wherever we may have been, was that the most powerful witch hunters now were coming from Twitter, the Ivy League, and the progressive left. J.K. Rowling used to be a villain to the right because she wrote books about witchcraft. Now she's a villain to the left because she has the crazy belief that there's more to being a woman than pronouns and lipstick.
In the audience shouts, "Say it again." Bill smirks. Look, we used to celebrate real courage. People who risk their lives, not their follower count. But now, saying something slightly inconvenient online gets you treated like Rosa Parks with Wi-Fi. The studio shakes with laughter and applause. He looks at his next card. New rule: if you're at an award show and you win, just say thank you. That's it. Not everything needs to turn into a TED Talk about saving humanity. You acted in a Netflix rom-com. You didn't cure cancer. The audience laughs wildly as Bill continues. And please, for the love of God, no more speeches about using your platform. You're not Moses. You're an actor who got lucky pretending to be someone else. Maybe sit this one out. The laughter and applause go on for several seconds. He pauses, letting the crowd settle down. Then his tone softens a bit. Here's the thing: Hollywood used to inspire people. Now it lectures them. And nobody likes being lectured by someone who can afford a house the size of a football stadium. People aren't angry because celebrities care. They're angry because they act like only they do. The audience claps, murmuring in agreement. Look, you can care about the planet, justice, or whatever hashtags trending this week. Just do it honestly. Don't perform it. You don't need to make everything a scene. You already live in one. Laughter and claps blend. Because at the end of the day, people want authenticity. You know what's more powerful than a celebrity speech? A celebrity who actually shuts up, listens, and learns. Try it sometime. It's a rare art form in Hollywood. Applause builds. Bill's voice steadies into that classic mix of sarcasm and sincerity. We've reached a point where everything is performance. Outrage, compassion, even apology, it's all staged. We live in the era of curated sincerity. It's not "I'm sorry," it's "I'm sorry you saw that." The audience laughs knowingly. And when everyone's...
So that was the point of the evening. How do we take a stand against cancel culture? And I suggested, since we were mostly all in show business, that we start an award show to honor the brave people who have fought back. Well, I got to tell you, the idea was met with great enthusiasm by everyone. And in short order, different people were suggesting the ways that their varied talents could be put to use. And then, of course, being Hollywood, nothing happened. But it's still a good idea, so I'm going to do it right here, right now. And not only that, we're going to do it every year.
Everyone's acting. You start wondering, does anyone mean anything anymore? Or are we all just auditioning for moral superiority? The laughter quiets. The crowd listens more seriously now. He glances around, holding the room. Because let's be honest, real morality doesn't trend. Real virtue doesn't need validation. It doesn't come with a sponsorship deal. You don't get a brand partnership for doing the right thing. The audience starts clapping, slower but stronger now. Being good isn't glamorous. It's not always Instagrammable. Sometimes it's quiet, uncomfortable, inconvenient. And maybe that's what scares people in Hollywood. They've forgotten how to do anything without applause. The studio grows quiet, thoughtful. Bill leans forward slightly, speaking softer. So, yeah, I'm not saying celebrities can't care. I'm saying maybe they should start living like it. Less talk, more walk. Less branding, more backbone. The crowd claps and whistles, some people shouting, "That's right." He chuckles. And if you still want to use your platform for change, great. Just remember, real change doesn't need perfect lighting. It just needs honesty. Applause swells into a standing ovation as the lights brighten slightly. Bill smiles, tapping his cue cards on the desk. All right, that's our show. Thanks for watching. Thanks to my guests. And remember, if you can't tell the difference between activism and acting, you're probably in Hollywood. The audience roars with laughter and cheers as the theme music rises. Bill waves. The credits start to roll, and the camera pans over the audience, still clapping and laughing. The shot freezes on Bill's grin, half amused, half exhausted with the absurdity of the world, before fading out.